right now, where we are in the United States, is a very critical time. I mean, we have all just witnessed and have seen an attempted assassination on President Trump, right? And him really coming off the heels of such a, I would say, a traumatic ordeal, right? And now we're in the Republican convention, right? So we're dealing with two very serious things, right? And one very serious thing, and now moving on to, look, the political campaigning, right, of the president of the United States. And what I see is that when we are analyzing both parties, right, of course, Trump's base is very galvanized, right? They are supportive of him. They are supportive of his policies. They are supportive of his rhetoric and his traditions and what he believes. And he has been able to hold that influence and hold that leadership and stewardship over those who want him to be the next president of the United States. And you see that rallying and you see that support even more now, given in light of what had just, we've experienced, where we don't want to see that happen to any U.S. president. And with the vice presidential pick of President Trump, who was a fairly young man, under 40, right? So when we talk about politics and the age of entry into politics and how long many politicians have been in power, right? It's a global thing. We see that age is way beyond 40. So that also shows something.
Leading into this Republican National Convention, there were a lot of people who are very skeptical about Trump's presidency going forward. After the attempted assassination on his life, I think everything changed in the direction of President Trump winning this election. You've studied this subject very closely. How do you see this play out?
Trump is, he's a big personality. He has been able to, despite how we have been able to look at many of the things that are leveled against him, he continues to move and continues to go forward and continues to go forward. And I think people are questioning, how does he continue to go forward with all of the things that he has faced? How is it even possible? And I think that's where people are questioning that. And because a lot of the rhetoric from the media has been about him. It hasn't been about necessarily what the next 4 years is going to be like. What are the policies that are going to be implemented? What are the critique of many of the policies? Everything is shrouded by the personality from President Trump, right? There are people who really want to know, what is the next 4 years going to look like for me? How is the economy going to be? What does education look like? What are some of the policies that are going to affect labor laws or immigration laws? We need to focus on that. What is it going to look like for the American people in the next 4 years? Not necessarily what this individual has said and what he has, what his behavior or his mechanism has been, but what are the real policies? We need to get back to that. And I think trying to step out of the divisiveness and really get to the crux of the matter is what a lot of people are looking for.